Good afternoon, I'm Jurnee Taylor, and here are the stories we're following today. The town of Fordyce making a huge step on its road to recovery after last month's mass shooting. We're live with the latest in 2 minutes. Plus, a neighboring state is implementing some of the country's strictest domestic violence laws. We're taking you to Tennessee to learn more on the crackdown. And if you're sick of those annoying junk fees airlines charge when you try to book a flight, you're not alone. We'll tell you what one airline is doing to get rid of them and save you money. More on that coming up soon, but first, a look at weather. It is Tuesday, and Nathan, I'm liking it out there. I mean, it's still a summer day, but it's nice, Nathan.
It's a nice summer day, Jurnee, because it's not too humid, not too hot just yet, but things will be changing going into the 4th of July holiday. Out there right now, we're at 88 in the capital city, 89 Arkadelphia, 86 in Searcy, 93 though in Texarkana, and just a few clouds are bubbling up with that daytime heating. So temperatures are about 4 to as much as 11 degrees warmer in Mountain Home compared to 24 hours ago. And the dew points, they're also starting to go up. So we got to talk about your feels like temperature right now held in check. But look at Fort Smith, feels like 104. Same story in Texarkana. And the humidity and heat will continue to build its way in through the course of the afternoon. So we do have a heat advisory in effect for Little Rock and off to the west. Excessive heat warning has been issued for the River Valley and southwest Arkansas. Temperatures today about 5 degrees warmer than what we saw yesterday. We'll go for highs into the mid-90s. But look what happens tomorrow. Temperatures will be very close to 100 degrees, and your feels like could be as high as 115. I'll let you know how long this bout of extreme heat will be sticking around coming up.
All right, Nathan, thank you. The community of Fordyce reaching a major milestone today as the town works to heal and move forward following last month's mass shooting. TV11's Rebecca Brown is live outside of the Mad Butcher grocery store where the tragedy happened. It's reopened its doors today. Rebecca, what have you seen so far?
Good afternoon, Jurnee. There has been so many emotions out here today at the Mad Butcher grocery store, everything from tears to laughter. But the most important thing that's been visible since day one being in this community is the love they have for each other. And it was just a great sight to see. Just following reopening the doors, the mayor of Fordyce tells us that several renovations were made for the public to be able to re-enter the store. There are also 2 emotional support animals at the front named Job and Perseus. Providing support for the workers and the customers as well. And an important note here is opening the doors today was a decision not only made by the Mad Butcher grocery store, but the community leaders and people of Fordyce. I spoke to a lifelong resident who said she didn't know what to expect today, but she loved seeing everyone hug and love each other, and that describes Fordyce as a whole.
When I drove up on the parking lot, there was just great peace, and then I just walked in and I saw how everyone was in a great mood. Everybody was laughing, you could tell they were a little, but in the same breath, I'm here, and their presence, and just having all the support here.
At today's grand opening, some of the shooting victims' families were here, as well as state leaders like Attorney General Tim Griffin and State Senator Matt Stone, showing support for the community of Fordyce. And kind of speaking of support, I have my Fordyce red on that represents the red bugs, and another thing that represents them is they have a t-shirt being handed out to customers and the workers saying, Mad Butcher, we are Fordyce strong. And again, that just describes this community as a whole as they heal through this process. Live in Fordyce, Rebecca Brown, THV 11 News.
All right, Rebecca, thank you. Another Arkansan is facing charges in connection to the January 6th Capitol riot. FBI agents in Fayetteville arrested David Michael Camden yesterday. The Tontitown man faces several felony charges, including assaulting, resisting, or impeding certain officers in civil disorder. Now, according to court documents, Camden allegedly deployed a fire extinguisher on officers and climbed a media tower and waved a 3%ers flag during the 2021 riot. News of that arrest comes just a day after the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that presidents have substantial immunity from criminal prosecution for official acts even after leaving office. and repercussions from that decision are already being felt. The 6-3 conservative majority ruled that presidents have absolute immunity for official acts that are part of a president's core constitutional powers, presumptive immunity for other official acts, but no immunity for unofficial acts. Former President Donald Trump's legal team is now asking for his criminal conviction in the New York hush money case to be overturned, citing the court's landmark decision.
There were a few checks signed when he was president, but I think it would be really, really hard to say that those were in either category of official act, and those were just, were just unofficial personal acts for which he was open to prosecution.
The Manhattan District Attorney's Office says it does not oppose allowing Trump to make the filing in his hush money conviction, nor is it against delaying sentencing pending the determination of his motion. A federal appeals court will allow a central part, of President Biden's student debt repayment plan to move forward. It lowers the amount some borrowers who qualify for a repayment plan need to pay from 10 to 5%. The ruling is temporary, so it's unclear if the financial terms could change in the future. The Supreme Court struck down the Biden administration's original loan program earlier this year. Well, did you know 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men are victims of domestic violence? And that's according to the Battered Women's Justice Project. A new law in Tennessee is hoping to change those numbers while protecting victims. Meg Oliver takes a closer look at what is now the country's first GPS monitoring mandate for the most violent domestic violence offenders.
Wilson County 911, where is your emergency?
There's a man trying to shoot a woman with a shotgun.
On April 12, 2021, outside Nashville, Debbie Sisko and her daughter Marie Varsos were shot and killed by Marie's estranged husband, who later took his own life.
3 people are dead after a murder-suicide in Lebanon.
Sean Varsos broke into his mother-in-law's house where Marie was staying. He had guns, zip ties, and battery acid, ready to hunt them down. Varsos was out on bail after strangling his wife and threatening her with a gun the month before.
Yeah, he went running that way, had a shotgun.
I remember, screaming, it was very emotional.
Alex Yon is Marie's brother and Debbie's son.
2 people that I love dearly were just very quickly ripped out of my life.
Judges can require GPS as a condition of bail, but often don't.
Varsos was considered enough of a threat that the judge had the ability to require a GPS tracking device put on him, but he didn't. Why not?
That's a question, for the judge. It's one that infuriates me. My sister, my mother.
Jan turned his pain and anger into a successful push for mandated GPS tracking of aggravated assault offenders in domestic violence cases. Tennessee's new law is called the Debbie and Marie Domestic Violence Protection Act.
Do you believe if Varsos had been wearing a GPS tracking device that your mother and sister would still be alive today?
Absolutely.
Domestic violence is everywhere.
Jennifer Wendell is with the Battered Women's Justice Project.
How likely is it for, a high-risk suspect to repeat their actions?
When there's firearms at play, when there's strangulation, when there's elevated stalking, they're more likely to do it again.
Here's how it works. Victims are notified through a phone app or an electronic device when an offender violates an order of protection. That can mean moving within a certain radius of the victim or breaching an exclusion zone like their house. When that happens, victims can receive multiple alerts like texts, emails, and a monitoring service calls law enforcement.
Every second matters.
Ray Gandalf is helping to lead the charge on using GPS technology as a safety tool.
They can look for help. They can find cover. They can position themselves in a safe place, lock themselves in a place where they have the opportunity to call 911 and to get help dispatched to them immediately.
Is that the difference between life and death?
Certainly.
Alex has made sure the names of Debbie Sisko and Marie Varsos live on.
I'm hopeful that other states would be able to look at this and maybe adopt it moving forward.
All it takes is the will of lawmakers to use the technology of today to prevent the tragedies of tomorrow. For Eye on America, I'm Meg Oliver in Nashville.
A heads up for people looking to beat the heat and the effect it has on your electric bill. We are now less than a week away from the Summer LIHEAP program to open applications for families in need. The Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program, or LIHEAP program, offers federal funds to pay for utility bills based on your income level. The help is available on a first-come, first-served basis for people who are eligible. Applications open on July 8th. And you can learn more about the program and how to qualify right now on our website. That's thv11.com. Historic Hurricane Beryl is now a Category 5 storm. A look at the damage left behind in the Caribbean and the concern going forward in 2 minutes. Nathan?
Well, Jurnee, here's a visible satellite image of that monster storm Beryl as it starts to make its way towards Jamaica. They will be impacted by a major hurricane. Do we have any worries along the Gulf Coast? I'll have those answers coming up.